Are you tired of Lukas blasting on your face? Or being bonked in the head by Gatotkaca? Well, in this video, we will talk about on how to counter these meta EXP laners. Starting off with Gatotkaca. With the rise of the Thunderbolt meta, he has been a menace in the EXP lane. His basic attacks and passive makes it hard for him to kill. When playing against him, try to avoid any prolonged fights with him to prevent him from stacking his Thunderbolt, or just attack him when he uses his Thunderbolt since it has a cooldown. Try to poke him from afar so he can't stack his Thunderbolt. Heroes like X-Borg, Alpha, and Phobius can do well against him. Carry and Leslie for their true damage, and Valier, Kaya, and Franco for their CC and suppress, and Lunox for her burst magic damage. And for items, go for Dominance Ice, Athena Shield, Winter Crown, and Glowing Wand. You can also go for Sea Halberd if your hero is reliant on basic attacks, Twilight Armor, and Athena Shield to counter his basic attacks, and Rose Gold Meteor and Immortality for more survivability. Next is Lukas. He's shown to be very good in the meta because of his skill set. With his ultimate, he can tank damage easily and still deal enormous amounts of damage. When playing against him, try to pick a strong early game hero who can sustain his damage and pressure him in the early game. Heroes like Terizla, Zhong, Freya, and Alpha work well against him, and heroes like Carrie and Leslie to counter his tankiness. Valier, Kaya, and Franco for CC and suppress. Try to freeze lane when you have the advantage on him to prevent him from buying his items. And for items, go for Antique Cuirass and Brute Force to counter his damage. Rose Gold Meteor and Winter Crown for survivability, and Dominance Ice, Sea Halberd, and Glowing Wand to counter his healing. Next is Badang. With the rise of the Thunderbolt meta, he can get 30 or 50 stacks per game, which makes him tankier and can be played both as a fighter or tank. To counter him, pick Dirith and Carry to counter his tankiness. And pick strong early game heroes like Zhong, Tammuz, and Cece. Heroes with high CC like Valier, Kaya, and Franco can also cancel his ultimate. And for items, pick Dominance Ice, Brute Force, and Antique Cuirass if you're playing a fighter, Wind of Nature, and Sea Halberd if you're playing a Winter Crown if you're a mage, and Immortality. You can also opt for Purify to cancel his CC effects. Next is Hylos. Hylos has become one of the most annoying EXP laners out there. Due to his slow and tankiness, he has become so hard to kill and to escape from. To counter him, pick Valier and Lunox for CC and burst damage. You can also go for Dirith to shred him to pieces. And for items, pick Dominance Ice, Glowing Wand, and Sea Halberd for his heal, Cursed Helmet, Radiant Armor, Thunder Belt, and Athena Shield to counter his magic damage, and Immortality, Rose Gold Meteor, and Winter Crown for survivability. You can also opt for Thunder Belt if your hero is reliant on basic attacks, as long as it's a fighter. Next is Argus. With his recent buff where they buffed his ultimate and second skill, he has become a menace in the EXP lane. To counter him, pick CC heroes like Valier to not get him close to you, and heroes that are strong in the early game like Zhong, Dirith, Terizla, and many more. And for items, go for Dominance Ice, Glowing Wand, and Sea Halberd to counter his heal, Brute Force for his damage, and Immortality, Winter Crown, and Sea Halberd for more survivability. Next is Zhong. His passive and sustain makes him a great pick in the EXP lane. To counter him, pick Dirith, Tammuz, and Freya. These heroes can go toe-to-toe with Zhong. You can also go with Lunox, who can burst him down, and Franco, Tigreal, and Valier for their CC effects. And for items, pick Dominance Ice, Glowing Wand, and Sea Halberd for his heal, Antique Cuirass for his damage, and Immortality, Rose Gold, and Winter Crown for his damage. Next is Khaleed. His passive and movement speed can help him stack Thunderbolt faster and can rotate very quickly around the map. To counter him, pick Dirith and Zhong. You can also go for Valier, Harith, and Lunox to burst him down. And for items, go with Dominance Ice, Sea Halberd, and Glowing Wand for his heal, Wind of Nature, Winter Crown, and Rose Gold for survivability. So in summary, meta EXP lane heroes can be countered by CC heroes, burst damage heroes, and strong early game heroes. And for items, they can be countered by Brute Force, Antique Cuirass, Immortality, Wind of Nature, Winter Crown, and Rose Gold Meteor. So what do you think of these counters? Do you have knowledge on how to counter all these heroes? Do share it in the comments below and click this video where I show to stop getting ganked from every role.
Victory!